good.
She flutters by in a dance on the wind. She takes to the sky. No jar to contain her, no net to make her mine. She lays on my shoulder, if only for a tease. We walk through the wind, floating on the breeze. For there in that moment she'll be mine, butterfly. This song things just now meant to I guess if I love let it go. I guess if I love let it go. Make sense of this, there ain't no making sense of that. And hoping's just hoping when we don't know where we're at. Want you to run so far, yeah, and fly so free. I've never felt so stuck in between. At the end of the day, just want you to stay, cause you stay. I guess there's some things
Hey, welcome back to Live on Patrol. We are out here this afternoon to do a test. We know there were glitches last Friday, and by the way, this is Bob. I'm back. Thanks for missing me. If anybody did, I don't know. Joe is gone too. Jelly Joe is here with me. Say hi, Jelly Joe.
Hello, backseaters. Jelly Joe here, riding along with the sheriff here for Live on Patrol. I'm gonna test out the cameras.
We gotta get rid of those glitches. Here's the good news. All data analysis by smartest man Kyle Meestead,
no doubt,
has determined that it wasn't technology on our end. It appears to be the cell phone data transmission from our provider. And we have tried several different providers. In this particular case, all three phones had some glitches in their cell phone transmission. But here's the good news. Matt Marson, our intel sergeant, told me today that there were solar flares taking place last week. Solar flares interrupting cellular transmission of all sorts of cell phones, and of course when we're doing large amounts of complex data, that's something that gets glitched first. So you tell us how this is working today. We're out testing it. We don't want any serious glitches come Friday night, and let us know. We are on Rice Street southbound, but we just just going to travel the city, see if there's any bad spots, see if there's any sunspots, solar flares that are bothering us today. I don't know if there's been much serious crime today. I haven't heard much, but Brooklyn Center had 2 carjackings early this morning. And the other side of the river, there was a one in Minneapolis too last night. Carjackings on the west side of the Mississippi River continue to run rampant, and they don't have a CAT team over there, unfortunately. Got a lot of great cops, but they don't have a dedicated unit that just handles carjackings. Joe, I keep seeing her trying to read those comments. Do they realize how good your hair looks today?
Well, it always looks good. I forgot my comb, but kind of like Fonzie, I usually carry a comb in my back pocket.
Do you remember there was a lot of people won't remember this, but some of our backseaters will. There was a guy named Cookie in 77 Sunset Strip. You can look it up. It was an old series, 77 Sunset Strip. And there was a guy in there that always wanted his comb, and he said, Cookie, lend me your comb. All right, now some of those backseaters remember that. They got to be my age to remember that. Cookie, lend me your comb.
I've never heard of that.
77 Sunset Strip. It was one of those new series that developed in the young people generation. Keep seeing if anybody remembers.
Not that, but we're getting thumbs up that it sounds good and the quality's good, so that's encouraging. That's good news that everything sounds all good.
Well, that's good. Thank you. Pat had some personal engagement today.
Yeah, sorry folks, you're stuck with Jelly Joe for
they miss you. They miss you, Joe.
Well, I'm not as good as Pat. Pat's got the radio voice and sounds.
He's had an extra 30 years to prepare his voice.
Well, I will say this: Pat has a voice for radio. I have a face for television.
Well, there you go. There you go. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Although I did see when I posted that information about Siegelstrom and Williams. All 3 Williams killed Siegelstrom. They're very popular amongst the ladies.
Yeah.
But,
I think one of the comments said Siegelstrom looked like Justin Morneau from the Twins.
Oh.
So that's a huge compliment.
Yeah. Somebody sent me a message begging to have a ride along with Joe Kill.
Oh, well.
And there was a post there about how handsome the Hulk on the right was. On the picture, Williams. Who's that handsome Hulk?
Well, there's Williams.
It was Siegelstrom, Williams, and Siegelstrom killed Williams. Williams is on the right.
Yeah.
Okay, who's that handsome Hulk on the right? But further investigative police work determined that the commenter regarding the handsome Hulk was his wife.
Ah, I see.
Who, by the way, is reported to be a very wonderful person as well. Just had their second kid, of course.
Yeah, congrats to them.
Yeah.
Very busy times.
So we're going to go over we were on the Central District. We're going to go over to the West District here and see how the camera's functioning.
You should also try Hazelwood, Maryland. I think there's issues by there.
That's where it was. Okay. Well, we're in rush hour traffic. It's 3:16 Minnesota time and p.m. But we are going to do more daytime broadcasts. And as we expand the number of broadcasters, we are going to sometime this spring we're going to do a 12-hour marathon.
Oof.
Well, we did everybody had to listen to the 12 hours, like 3 hours at a crack.
Right.
3 hours at a crack.
Yeah, for our folks down in the great state of Florida, it's 2:15 or actually 2:16. So if you're Watching from down south, a little earlier down there.
Yeah, reportedly there's some cool weather coming in to Florida. I noticed one of our deputies who's going to Florida. He told me it's going to be 56 degrees next week or something.
Oof, that's
For a high.
that's not good for Florida.
But for those of you that haven't joined us for a while, we did get like 15 inches of snow. Some of it's melt, not much of it. Most of it's pushed to the curb. Side streets are treacherous. You gotta just kind of stay on the main streets when you can.
Break it up a little bit.
We got going crime-wise here in the last couple days, Joe?
Relatively quiet. You mentioned the carjackings with over in the west metro area, and
247.
as far as St. Paul, it's been
Yeah,
not as busy.
247.
it's a good thing.
Very good.
Americraft Parton, 403 Fillmore, hit and run.
Although sometimes that heavy snow creates problems for criminals. Slows them down. We're on Lexington Avenue. Years ago, prior to 1983,
A little loud.
40 years ago, there was no divider on this street. And
247, you're clear.
without the divider, what it had was
247, copy, no BWC. Thank you.
larger boulevards. And huge oak trees line this street, part of the Lexington Parkway. And for a couple reasons, the city Parks and Rec decided to redesign the street. What do we got and where is it? Behind us?
I can see it.
I'm gonna pull over here.
I hear it, but it's looks like a medic rig or something.
Oh, that's weird. No, it was a cop, but why would it hit our
Yeah,
Opticon.
this Opticon here.
weird? Must have been taking a left. Anyhow, if those of you that remember Lexington Avenue, it didn't have the divider down the middle. It was lined with beautiful oak trees and couldn't handle the volume of traffic, and it didn't have any left turn lanes. That was the big gripe, is that the left turn lanes, people had to wait for other traffic. And so Parks and Rec put together a plan. I can't honestly say I liked the plan back then, but time's a great healer of wounds. And they put a center aisle, and you can see these smaller trees. Back in those days, it was 2-foot oak trees. Of course, we had the oak wilt disease that was going around, and what was the other one? The elm trees. Elm beetle was killing it. So they put trees here that were more resistant to disease, but still miss these beautiful wide boulevards that kept the street further away from the houses. I guess the moral of the story is there's good and bad to everything, right?
Absolutely.
531, 535. 531 and 535.
We'll take a pending.
I got an assault, 166 4th Street. Client hit employee in the face. Forces way in the lobby, upset about money. Suspect obscene, medics declined. Suspect is Paul Owens, white male.
Joseph and Christine Gronwald. She's a white female, 40s, black jacket, gray pants.
That's channel 1.
The white male, 47, 6
Long as
5,
we're in the
average silver, and a gray t-shirt, blue
I didn't
jeans.
catch what call they were going to either, but
Top advised. Sorry, sister advised that the brother does pick up in the house. Not right today.
I have this fancy dancy thing on my phone.
oh yeah, the CAD.
Huh?
The CAD?
189 Tango,
You have
copy.
it?
I don't. I do, but I don't have. I never got that.
158, I'll go.
Maybe I do.
Well, you're welcome to use mine.
184 cancel, 158.
Back downtown of that assault.
24 cancel, 158.
Receiving.
Yeah, I forgot my login.
Which one that is? The squad was probably going to the disorderly conduct on University.
Do you know if I have a 531 or 535 today?
Security was tasing a male. You know how to use it?
Yeah,
You can always go back.
you're code 4 now, but yeah. Holding a male to the ground, ask him to call PD.
1239. Where would that be? If you go back to the original screen, probably should have the business name.
Goodwill.
Goodwill.
So Greg's in Syndicate in between there.
Yeah. An unhappy customer.
Yeah. Herbal substance.
Yeah. So we are on Thomas Avenue in St. Paul, pulling up on Dale. So far, the camera seems to be okay. Slide over
What is that church? Me and Pat drove by this. What is that right there?
St. Agnes.
That's right. I knew that.
It's an institution
That's right.
of quality education. Beautiful church, adjoining school, brand new gymnasium funded by Eileen Huel, John Nassef's ex-wife, of course. John passed away. But big benefactors of St. Agnes. I think Principal Flood is still there. You got one?
I stole one.
Yeah.
There's another one back there
Oh,
too.
you got one though. Yeah. We got Mountain Dews rolling all around. You know, if you park your car outside, it keeps it cold.
Mm-hmm. I learned that. Sometimes it's too cold or it freezes it.
Yeah.
Then you go to open it and it
Nice
explodes.
thing about Mountain Dew though, it doesn't in a Mountain Dew in a plastic bottle doesn't explode.
Boyfriend,
I've had. Yeah,
Hang on a second.
Panashulan Zhang, 51 Asian male, 5'5", gray sweater, average build, blue jeans. He's in the kitchen making food for the kids. Probably won't fight with officers. 5 users on scene.
What's your log out 507, please?
So,
Copy, squad to assist 512.
it's a domestic call getting dispatched now to one of the housing. Well, actually, that sounded like it was a downtown beat officer, the 500s. Yeah.
That's the west side. Congressman.
That one there.
They sometimes go to those.
Yeah.
The 500 squads.
This is a different one.
Yeah, it probably is
I don't
then.
know. Oh no, that's him. He's in the kitchen making food for kids. Oh, that's good. Glad to report that our phones seem to be transmitting better. Remember, if there's a problem, it's solar flares.
250.
I never heard of solar flares until today, so it's a new one for me.
665 Bidwell, hit and run. Vehicle hit comps garage.
Well, you know, the sun is actually a giant ball of burning gas.
Yep. Learned that in science class. Or
I think it's like 193 million miles away.
and it will
Well, let's just double check.
eventually will burn up in I don't know how many
I
years.
remember
but
100. How far is our sun from the Earth?
The average distance between Earth and the Sun is 92,958,412 miles.
Oh, that's what it is. 92 million. Well, so basically 93 million miles. Instead
Yeah.
of 193. It's 93 million miles from the sun to the Earth. 93 million miles. Check this out, though, backseaters. How long does it take light to get to us from the sun?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia. Sunlight takes about 8.3
8.3 minutes.
8.3 minutes. 8.3 minutes to get to the Earth from the sun. So after that solar flare erupts, it doesn't get to us for about 8.3 minutes.
That's it. I didn't know that either.
The problem is you don't even know it's coming till it hits.
Speed of light.
So, yeah. Well, let's just do that. I think I know the answer. What's the speed of light?
The answer I found is 670,616,629 miles per hour.
Well, that's true, but we want it in miles per second.
Yeah.
What's the speed of light in miles per second?
Here's an answer from NASA Gov. Light travels at a constant, finite speed of 186,000 ms.
186,000 miles per second. That's
Yeah.
the speed of light. That's pretty fast.
It's,
I mean, it's not like a 40 or anything, but pretty fast.
Traffic.
Do you think there's a copyright problem of using Siri's voice on our...
that's another great question. I don't know.
So it's like
I wouldn't think so.
Charlie 17.
Maybe. I guess we'll find out.
Racing way over 9 Charlie 17.
Well, we should ask it who the smartest cat team member is.
Charlie 17.
Well, we're going to have to wait until we get the voice down.
The smartest cat team member is Kyle Meestead.
No doubt about that. So if you're just joining us, we're out here primarily to check on our cameras, make sure everything's working functionally. We know there were glitches Friday night and stuttering glitches almost, with the transmission. we've been researching that. The best we could come up with is there were solar flares impacting all cellular service. Because we've never had that type of breakdown before.
Although I think in the earlier editions or broadcasts,
Well, that
the
was
one,
way back.
Well,
that
I mean,
was we had different service.
yeah,
back
we're
then.
talking over a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah, we've tried it every which way. We do not have boost. We don't need boosters anymore normally. For some of you thought we had a booster in my car, we do not. We just use the regular
Wi-Fi or
cell phone, and works flawlessly most nights. So. Keep an eye on the solar flare broadcast implications.
Let's go to assist residential alarm, 1529 Barclay Street. Covers the front door, and they have video footage in the living room showing us
Go
the
back
alarm
to Suite 200 on
around.
Skyway level.
1329 Barclay.
Spinning all over the
15.
place.
could be 13.
I don't
Copy
know.
that.
Maybe that's would sound about right.
Well, here, you can use this one. Find it out.
Copy 826.
You know how to use it.
I do. Yeah, it was 15.
Well, that's
So 1700s Larpenteur, so it's about a quarter mile south.
just remember 1680.
1680.
1680 is Larpenteur. Close.
But I didn't know Barclay. Does Barclay intersect with Larpenteur?
Yes. Remember we were up there, that Barclay Manton neighborhood with
Oh yeah.
We're probably not going to get there before St. Paul, before they do in the rush hour traffic. We'll head up that way. Stand by.
Now, which way would you go? Would you go up to Maryland, take a right?
I'd go that way if I'm going there, but I'm not actually going there.
Oh, okay.
I'd stay on Johnson.
So now I would go this way north to Maryland. Maryland, take a go east to Barclay, and then head north. Is that out of the way?
Well, you could do that. I think you'd probably go Prosperity until you got to Ivy and then cut up. You know, because Barclay won't go all the way through because there's that school park in the way. But either way, it's
So it does stop then.
definitely taking Phelan would have been faster if we were going there.
231 arriving.
But I wanted to see what's happening on Payne.
His cameras, his wife that's on scene there. He's
Oh.
going to call the alarm.
It's his wife that was on the camera.
Yeah.
I have those kind of cameras too. They send you a notice that somebody's there, then they record a video, and then you watch the video. And hopefully you can.
Anybody else have a computer issue?
Hopefully you can identify who it is.
Anyone else with computer
Nothing worse than your wife being confronted by armed policemen. Donald's Apparel and Uniforms. Now there's a long stay. You bought uniforms there since you were in Catholic preschool, right?
Yeah, that's what everybody goes for.
How many years had you been getting uniforms there?
Well, I don't want to disclose that, but
24
long time.
5123 5123.
Yeah, they're world renowned for uniforms. And, you know what else they got there? They got some great deals on winter coats. Coleman coats.
yeah, they've been there
Parkers.
for ages, forever.
You should research that. And Don Laughlin, probably one of the nicest guys in town. You know, his dad started it.
Loeffler shoes or Donald's?
Donald's.
29 Tango. Can I get a case number?
Here's a piece of trivia though.
29 Tango, your case number.
When did this close down?
5123 5123.
There used to be an SA,
It's been closed for a while.
right? But
Closed for a while. I don't understand why it stayed closed.
Sorry,
'Cause it was
here's
sure convenient location.
it was busy.
Oh yeah.
take from case number 005123.
Yeah, totally missing.
Copy, thank you. You're welcome, good Thursday.
Think about a 12-hour marathon.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to go 24? Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, 12 ain't bad.
Well, you can just take 3 hours at a crack.
3929.
Well, we already work 8.
Start in the afternoon about 2 o'clock.
A lot of us work 8 to 10 hours a day anyway. What's a couple more?
Yeah. We got to figure out a good time to do that. Maybe on Groundhog Day. Was there a movie? Was that the movie where the day kept repeating itself?
There sure was. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray,
Groundhog Day.
We'll call it a Groundhog Day special.
That's the story of my life is Groundhog Day.
Geez, backseaters, what do you think poor Joe means by that?
Work. In a good way, though.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
Well, obviously, you need a little more variety to your work day. Right?
Oh, that's not what I was implying. I just meant groundhog meaning excitement every day, all day. Not necessarily the same.
I don't know why they called it Groundhog Day. I mean, Groundhog Day is to determine whether or not the groundhog comes out and sees his shadow and goes back in, or whether we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter, right?
Yep, sees his shadow, and then that's exactly it. Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Oh, I know a little history.
You do, that's awesome.
97, 80,
Very good. Hey, you know what I saw? I'm always kind of looking late night to see who's got live broadcasts. And a lot of these people claim to have live broadcasts, but they're not. It's like music playing with scenery changing, but it's not live scenery.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some live, pole cameras, etc. Well, you know what's pretty cool? London has live cameras streaming from their buses.
Mm-hmm.
So you can drive around London pretend like you're on a bus.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew they had cameras or something.
But London has an unbelievable amount of cameras. They're the best in the world. But I'm talking about the buses themselves. They have a camera on the front of the bus where you can drive around downtown London.
That's cool.
And see people out walking around. And I thought, we could do something like that too.
Yeah.
We could just put a camera on Rev Spence's car and just tell him to go drive around. Don't go to police calls.
Well, the thing though, I don't think it's not as exciting as London is, Minnesota. But sure, people might tap in and watch.
Well, no, I know, but I'm not saying that. Yeah. Well, they don't go to calls. You don't hear police radios in the background or anything on the buses. And there's only like less than 100 people watching them on YouTube.
Yeah.
That gives you a little feel for the fact it's not that interesting. But interesting in a way.
You could drive around Lake Phelan and see the... I don't know.
You know the one reason I don't do that? Do you ride around Lake Phelan much?
No, well, I have, yeah.
Well, the west side is fine, but the east side of the lake? The potholes on the east Phelan Drive are as bad as anything in this town.
Yeah.
We'll come back and go around the west side, though.
Well, I was just going to see if the camera would have any glitches over there, but...
Okay.
And they used to have Christmas lights.
Well, this is where they had the glitches up here when they were responding to that chase up there. And they ended up on Herbert, right?
Indeed.
Herbert in Maryland. So this will be a good test, backseaters. But when I'm looking at the camera over there, as I'm staring, you see that this dirty brown snow and street and treeless, leafless trees really makes for a beautiful picture, doesn't it? It's almost like you're driving in a black and white, no color venue. What do they call that burnt brown look for cameras?
I'm not sure.
There's a burnt, like when you take pictures, not black and white, but it has like a brown and dark brown. Watch the backseaters. One of them will tell us what that type of photography is. Check this guy out. He's gonna run for it. There's a name for that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
That's coming. That photography, that
Brown.
it's got a brown tint to it. This is good. We got a left for this young man.
Yeah, we see him.
Jesus criminy. Let the poor guy go on.
Sipin photography? I don't know.
24-7.
Sepia?
Sepia or something.
I in a million
Sepia.
years, I never would have guessed that.
Sepia, yeah, something like that. That's what it is. It's got like brown, instead of black and white, it's sort of shades of brown. Sepia.
I learned something new. Again.
So they had a shooting here last night. They arrested a guy with a gun. There was shots fired up here at White Bear in Maryland. I suppose that was about 1:30. I know Sparks and Suki were up here. They stopped a car westbound on Maryland, and there was a gun in it. I don't know if they ever determined who they were shooting at.
Yeah, 6 shots were in the area.
What's that there? Check your messages there, will you?
Messages.
I think my wife sent you something.
On this one?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Sepia.
So she sent you the full explanation so you really could get a full learning?
I guess.
Now
yes.
at Hill Murray, would you have to read all that, or could you just...
Someone could read it for you.
Joe's a Hill Murray grad, for those of you that don't know.
But yeah, that shots fired last night. I think they were 2 parties were booked at so they were adults at the LEC.
Oh, they were? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, just return. This will be advised in DOT. Take up. By the way, you cancel the other car, thanks.
Copy 512, you're clear.
5123, thanks.
House of Clocks, that's been there forever.
Yep. So no glitches so far, huh? It's all good?
As far as I can tell.
How many people are able to watch us on YouTube this afternoon?
Yeah, surprisingly quite a few.
One of the things, backseaters, as we start doing some daytime broadcasts, we gotta figure out.
4,000 currently watching.
We gotta figure out the best time.
What's this White Dragon Hall thing going
I
on
don't
here?
know. Looks like they're bailing out of there, which is, I don't know what the reason is.
Is there a call there?
Feel free to check it out.
I don't know what your code is.
Oh, okay. Everything okay in there? Huh? Why is everybody outside?
Looking at this development. Are you got any ideas on what you would like to see on this site?
What are you thinking? Well,
We'll see. Maybe a substation for the sheriff's department.
there you go. There you go. Count us in, yeah. Count us in. Well, you always need people in the neighborhood that can keep the businesses going, right? Yep.
A substation with a food court.
What class are you guys in?
This is the READY program, so Real Estate Diversity Initiative.
Oh, really?
2023. So
Good.
basically emerging developers real estate. Yeah.
Very good. Who owns the
I
land?
recognize you right away. My secret, I used to be in Minneapolis, so I'm not going to tell any of those guys.
Yeah.
I did 12 years in Minneapolis. I
Thank
actually
you.
interviewed you back when I was in college a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Would have been like 2006.
Ryan, who owns the land over here? Do you know?
The city owns the land, so they already had their proposals done, and they were submitted back in October. I think it closed in December. But for group's sake, we're all just discussing what will we bring.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna say probably a grocery store. So since the other one's down the block, we're all about 6 or 7 people.
I feel like I'm interrupting you guys. Thanks for visiting. Thank you.
24/7.
That's interesting. A group of people trying to figure out what might be the best development for the block here. That we're on. And we're on Iowa and White Bear Avenue. Small little street here. It's kind of like an alley. It's Gary Place.
That's
But
it's a hard one to find.
yeah. Gary Place. Gary Place really feels like an alley. But it's a street.
It's getting hot.
Yeah, I know. You gotta, I'm gonna have to put a few that aren't by the fence. Although the other solution is actually lower the temperature to what you really want it on.
Checking for a couple cars that could start.
81's a little high.
Self-complaint. Here's the bicyclist that was struck by a vehicle.
Where's
The driver
that?
of the vehicle got out and through the mail opposite
In
bicycle
West
turned
St.
down
Paul
the snowbank.
district. I didn't catch the actual street, but
When do you think the plaza is gonna open?
hey, that's a great question.
189 takeoff.
Used to be $1 movies, remember?
Well, I've gone to movies there since it opened.
Assisted with 184. Set a seat assault. Copy, showing yourself 184 en route. Some of the callers no longer have
Looks like
their
it's-
drivers in
I
a
don't know.
maroon seat rings. White male.
See what it says on it.
Yeah, well, I've been watching it online for 2.5 years.
189 takeoff received.
Maybe that would be a good sheriff substation, don't you think? And
Bravo.
we could have meetings in the theater.
I'm all in.
On the road, I'll step
What?
by there. Which way did the seat ring go though? Should still be on C in the caller though.
510.
Traffic. It's gonna be 23 in about 2 bucks.
The Plaza Theater. With real buttered popcorn.
529.
Remember?
Oh yeah.
Just give an update if you can find the guys. We're going for now. We're
Looks
just
like-
waiting on staff here.
Oh, that's old. Something about March 17.
Since 1967. When I was a young teenager.
You know what used to be right here?
Shopper City.
Right after
Months TV.
that, Builder Square.
Builder Square, yeah. Shopper City was the first. Shopper City.
Used to be another place, Color Tile or something right here. Car wash still there.
Marv Coppins, Party Time Liquors.
Wasn't he a St. Paul City Council member?
Maplewood.
Maplewood, yeah.
He treats you good there.
I think that Perkins, that's been closed.
South China Island, and you know,
I used to go there.
I'm surprised that hasn't reopened too. Well, the one over on Rice Street is the North China, right, or something? Or is that South China too? Rice and we left.
It's a Chinese place, but I
Oh,
don't.
it's the same company. Oh, it's,
Bravo 210.
Bravo 210.
I'm not seeing anything out here right now.
oh, don't you love a peaceful community?
Happy. About to Ramsey on 7. So, not seeing anything but you.
Love a peaceful community. Well, we're headed in another month. We'll be in section playoffs for hockey.
That
huh?
can't be coming up already, is it?
Well, in middle of February.
I suppose, because early March is the
Tournament.
state hockey tournament.
Got 2 weeks of
Medical
playoffs.
Pioneer Manor Apartments, 2225 6th Street.
Have you been to any Pioneer hockey games
I have.
lately?
I have
At
watched him
Aldridge?
earlier in the season, and then my nephew, who plays on the team, is injured his knee, so he's waiting. He was out 4 to 6 weeks with a knee injury and hoping to get back. But my other nephew plays on the JV team, 9th grader.
Coach Lechner still there?
He is still there.
Coaching? How's the team look?
They're younger, and there's a lot of injuries and sickness and stuff. Players are out, and
Well, I don't want to hear the excuses. In
Well,
general. Are they state tournament worthy or not?
I think so. Yeah.
They got to beat White Bear.
As far as their record,
They
it's
got to
not
beat White
the
Bear in the section finals.
yeah. White Bear, Stillwater. White Bear is always a tough one to get past.
Yeah.
Spoke to a witness. Seems like both parties just decided to leave. So
White Bear, Stillwater. Mountain View played White Bear pretty tough too.
And I'll be back
There
on.
could be some parity showing up in the league.
Happy. 29.
You got a nice skating oval there
Yeah,
at
you don't-
Wakefield Playground there.
You don't see too many of those around.
No, but good job, Maplewood, putting that oval there. People want, they got a warming house. People want to come and skate around the big oval. Of course, the Roseville Oval is one of the most
Yeah, that's a
No.
nice place.
frozen surface. You know, here's my Gladstone where I went to grade school. First, second, third grade, right here. Mrs. Johnson, Peggy Johnson was my kindergarten teacher.
Is that still elementary school? I know they have school
No,
there,
it's
but
like administrative offices now, I think. Or preschool or something, but I don't think they
Can I get my case number over there, please?
kindergarten.
005
is that bakery still open?
005-129.
Whatever happened to that Moose Lodge that was down here?
Well, it's still around the corner here. Moose Lodge. Troop 193 Boy Scouts met there in the basement of the Moose Lodge. Gasoline right here at the corner was 19.9. There's the Moose Lodge right there. It looks a little boarded up, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Holy mackerel.
508.
Wow, somebody wants to sell that building.
Change it to dispute. Last train.
Moose Lodge.
1555.
We're out on English Street here. It's a little bit, gotta admit, when it snowed 15 inches, everything was white, right, Joe?
Yeah, looked very
So
pretty.
when we're down, we're like,
Brown.
that was Wednesday, so we're Tuesday, so we're, a week into it. And it's a lot of brown, it's a lot of sepia.
Yeah, and what's interesting is the street cleaners or snowplow used to use sand. Now they just use like a salt brine. So I don't know where all this dirtiness is. I could understand if it was coming from the sand trucks, but they don't use sand anymore. It's all salt.
Well, good to know. Good to know. It could be worse.
2019 with copy. 24 will stay with them. 72003 and passenger request email. UAV moved along. 5 male, 5'11", 11
Well, we're probably 15 minutes from the office. We're going to head back to the office. No one's seen any major glitches with the camera, so we are ready for our next broadcast. And we'll definitely do some daytime daylight broadcasts this week in anticipation of Friday night. You know, when I first gave this a name,
Yeah.
Live on Patrol,
Yeah.
2.5 years ago, I almost was going to call it Friday Night Lights.
Copyright though. They're already a Friday, like a football.
Well, no doubt about movie and a series. I didn't think they'd pick on. Well, but you know the Friday night.
Yeah.
And the
No, I
police
get.
lights.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Friday Night Lights, but Live on Patrol's better. I wonder when the new Menards is opening up. It's got to be a big old place. They got 2 stories in it now, I think.
So the one off of 61 and County Road B is no longer there.
That's it, right here.
Keller Golf Course.
This is it. It came in the back way there, Big Joe. They're rebuilding it. It's been closed. Check it out, though. 2 stories in some areas. Let's find out when the Menards is going to reopen.
Still looks different.
Move the door over here to the left, huh? Right there. See, the main door used to be over there.
I think there is 2 floors. Some of those have like escalators where you can take the carts right up the escalator.
Looks just like a higher ceiling rather than 2 floors, but I do think there's. What do we got here? I'll find out. No, as you can see in there, there's some work being done. Ask this guy when it's going to reopen. Menards folks want to know.
Hey, any idea when this is going to reopen, the Menards? No, any idea when it's going to be open for business? Yeah, the Menards.
How long until it's done?
Finished, completed.
The whole building, everything. How long until it's done, do you know?
No idea. You just doing work, maintenance work or construction? Yeah.
You're on the roof?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
How long until the roof's done?
This one? Maybe 3 months.
3 months more? Just on the roof? What?
No, for the roofing?
Yeah.
No, maybe almost done. Maybe this week.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because I don't have material.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you think maybe 3 months for the whole thing?
I don't
Is that a Superman on your shirt? No, your jacket. Show me your jacket.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Superman. Huh?
This
Superman?
Uh-huh.
Is that you?
This one, you see?
Yep.
Yeah.
Atlanta Roofers. MHL Atlanta Roofers. All right. Very good.
I don't know how many times. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we know the roof's going to be done soon.
Yeah, he said this week. They usually move pretty quick.
Well, I suppose you don't want to leave a building under construction when you don't have a roof on there, right?
Yeah. If I were to guess, though, I would say
3 months, right?
Oh, easily.
I mean, I don't think that's probably a good guess, you know, but that's a huge project, though.
Yeah. Well, now if we were down in Florida, I'd say a month. I'm not picking on Minnesota construction workers, but
Well, the weather's a little better down there.
Very true.
too, Joel. I mean, so what are these guys working on?
electrical box.
I don't think I can get out this way. So when's this project going to be done, you know? No?
No idea.
No. 3 months? Maybe? All right, thank you. Well, that's the nature of construction. Everybody does their own job, and really nobody knows details, right?
Yep.
Which is fine. Menards, southeast corner, Highway 61 and 36. First building here was the gem store. 1965.
You used to be able to get out down here. Maybe you still can.
Yeah, it's just that they didn't plow it out here.
Yeah, this did change though. There used to be a gas station
Oh yeah,
right here.
my dad's favorite gas station.
That was always there, but
I think because they sold camels.
that was kind of a cool logo.
All right, for those of you that just joined us, we are going to sign off now. Thank you we just wanted to check our cameras through, make sure we didn't have any problems with our internal system on transmitting. I know Friday was a problem. We apologize for that. We think it was solar flares. We've been told a lot of data communication was disrupted by solar flares. Just remember, it takes 8 minutes for those solar flare eruptions to get here from the sun, right?
Right. So I've been told.
And the sun's 93 million miles away. Don't forget that figure.
That's an important fact.
93 million miles away. And the light travels 186,000 miles per second. So if you did the calculations, you could see how that all works together.
Yeah.
Distance, speed, velocity.
It's about as clear as mud to me.
Well, you know, I was a North St. Paul kid, and we made physics top priority there.
Physics, chemistry, calculus.
24.
So anyhow, we will see you later this week. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate Joel. Thanks for jumping in the car and getting everything tested out with me.
Absolutely. All right, folks.